Hi guys, so I'm going to go ahead and review the slide with you for today. So a lot of you have already started, hopefully you're taking your test right now, your STAR 360 test. But today I'm just going to go over some more basics, and you should be covering this material in your unit as well. So that's the basic overview. So for today's targets, we're going to be looking at ELA SE 7R2, which is determining a theme and or central idea of a text and analyze its development over the course of the text. Our vocabulary is central idea, theme, and universal. And our targets for the day are that students will identify the differences between central idea and theme, and also that students will identify theme in the three brass pennies, which is your reading. So go ahead and pause this video and try to see if you can't match these terms over here on the left with their definitions on the right. So go ahead and pause the video, see if you can't do that activator activity of matching the terms on the left with the definitions on the right side. Okay, so hopefully you got these correct. So central idea is the main idea expressed in a work of nonfiction or informational text. Legend is a traditional story sometimes popularly regarded as historical, but it's unauthenticated, meaning that they don't have living proof that this was a historical fact. And then theme is the main idea or lesson in a work of fiction or literary text. We talk a lot about theme. All right, so what is central idea? Central idea refers to what the text is all about. Central idea is not the topic, but what the text is about. It's the main focus. And also, central ideas are found mainly in informational text and readings. When we're talking about themes, we're usually talking about fictional text versus informational. We almost use central ideas exclusively when we're talking about nonfiction, things that are not made up. So, for example, I'm going to go ahead and read this and then think about the type of text this is. It says Tim hated his old baseball glove. He wanted to play with a new glove, but he didn't have any money, so he decided to steal it. But when Tim got caught stealing the glove, his parents said he couldn't play baseball all summer. So, if we're talking about the central idea of this paragraph, it's not going to be so much about the old baseball glove, although it is about the baseball glove and also playing baseball. Really, the central idea of the text is going to be that stealing is never a good idea, right? That he got caught, and because he decided to steal, he was no longer able to play baseball. So, theme, we usually refer to theme when we're talking about fictional texts like novels, short stories, and I just mentioned this a second ago. Theme is a generality that can be applied to all people in life, not just the characters. Themes are universal truths, so they can be applied in any community across the globe. Whereas for central idea, when we're talking about central idea, we usually refer to a central idea when we're talking about non-fictional texts, but it can also be found in fiction. It's specific to the text or story rather, and it's not necessarily applied to you or to me. Central ideas are specific and not universal. All right, then when we're talking about theme, when we're talking about theme, we're also talking about central ideas, but they're a piece of writing that the themes describing the central ideas or the main concepts that a piece of writing explores. Rather than stating this theme directly, the author will look at theme using the set of literary tools at their disposal. Some common themes include things like love and hate and isolation, perseverance, war. These are common themes that you'll find throughout your fictional writing. So go ahead and pause and see if you can't match these up super quickly. These are the movies on the left that I'm hopeful a couple of you have seen. And on the right are the more common themes, such as familial suffering or family suffering, good versus evil, and perseverance. And I'm sure these could fall into all different categories, but just try to do the primary theme. So go ahead and pause and match those up. And hopefully you had a minute to match those up. For Encanto, we had the familial suffering that was quite common throughout the entire movie. For Rocky, it's perseverance, don't give up, right? And then finally for Star Wars, it's definitely going to be good versus evil. Go ahead and take a few minutes and read the excerpt from the Three Brass Pennies and use underlining tools to locate theme. Alrighty, well, hopefully you had a second to go ahead and read through and underline some of the themes that you were able to locate. And so some of the themes that I'm going to go ahead and share with you, they're being granted a decision, Three Brass Pennies. And this is where we meet our leading characters, Afo, and he asks for the power to read accurately the thoughts of others. He asks for the power to foretell his own future, at least a month in advance. And finally, for the power to acquire all learning without any effort. So, based on his wishes, what might the theme of the Three Brass Pennies be about? Think about his wishes. What is he asking for? What do you think about the wishes that he made? Did they sound like something you might ask for? And finally, why did the magician say this might be dangerous? What do you think the theme might be based on according to those wishes? So, the theme of the story is obtaining what you want doesn't always guarantee happiness. The story is showing you that obtaining knowledge, foresight, material resources, and such things doesn't offer true happiness. The theme is that true happiness comes from inside of ourselves. So, for a possible theme rather, of Three Brass Pennies, true or false? A possible theme of Three Brass Pennies is that happiness comes from inside ourselves. Well, that's true. All right, and then for the breakout rooms, I was going to have everybody complete that quiz, work independently. Breakout room 2, start reviewing Finish the Woods on a Snowy Evening poem by Frost, and think about the theme as you're reading. And then finally, finish Sympathy for those of you that are really getting ahead, and think about the theme in Dunbar's poem as well. And then finally, read the Blake poem, determine a few possible themes. I have no name, I am but 2 days old. What shall I call thee? I happy am, joy is my name, sweet joy befall thee. Pretty joy, sweet joy, but 2 days old. Sweet joy I call thee, thou dost smile. I sing the while, sweet joy befall thee. So what is it saying, do you think? What could be a few possible themes? Joy of new life. Possible themes include innocence of joy. And then finally, joy is a form of happiness, and it's young here because we learned that it's only a couple days old. All right, have a fantastic day. Please continue reaching out with any questions and make sure to attend all your STAR sessions so that we can get those STAR assessments out of the way. Take care. Have a fabulous day, guys.